Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your August 2023 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, source will be in front of us at the Celtic crossword as always. And also pulled the 4 agreements, wisdom, oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright. We have Uranus, and that's been in Taurus for quite some time, and that's Taurus energy for you guys is 8th house energy of death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. We have Aquarius, and Aquarius is actually your 5th house of romance, creativity, children, and there will be a full moon there right at the very beginning of August, and I see some Aquarius energy in your spread as well. And we have 8. So 8th house, we were just talking about Taurus energy there because of Uranus coming up. So yeah, again, an emphasis on 8th house energy. Astrologically speaking, it's going to be slightly more quiet than it has been because we had the North Node in Taurus for quite some time and it shifted out of there into Aries. But maybe you're still dealing with some of the residual effects of that as well. All right. So for all that said, we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 10 of Wands, Sagittarius energy, and challenging that, we have the Sun. So, I mean, if we just look at these two cards together with the artwork, right? I mean, if we think of the Sun, with the way they're carrying those wands, it's like, could they even possibly see the Sun, right? It's one of those things where, to me, this card always makes me think of someone taking on so much in such a way that they might not be able to see the path ahead of them anymore, right? So that could be what you guys might be feeling. Maybe you feel like you're taking on too much, right? And in the process of doing so, you feel like you haven't really been able to enjoy yourselves. So if that's the case, I feel like this is saying that you might need to release some of that burden, right? Take some of those things off your plate and actually get out to enjoy yourselves a little bit. Now, for some of you as well, this could be pointing to maybe doing too much for too many people, right? So this is around your friendships, let's say, because we're going to have that Venus retrograde in Leo, which is actually your 11th house of friendships, and then this represents your 3rd house communication. So it might have to be one of those things where you might have to be willing to have a conversation that might let people down, right? Maybe if you're committing to too many things, trying to please too many people, you might need to take some of those things off your plate this month. All right, in the foundation position, we have the World. So this is an energy of successful karmic completions, learning big lessons, right, that are going to help with your soul growth. And so to me, this could just be saying that you might deep down know that that's the case, right? So I feel like there's the knowledge there, but it could just be a matter of actually going out and doing the thing, right? Or for somebody, this could just be a habit that you've engaged in for so long that you might not even realize that you no longer need to do it. You know, it almost reminds me of that recurring dream that people mention that they have sometimes where they dream that they were late for school and then they wake up and realize, wait a minute, I graduated like 10 years ago, right? So it could just be one of those things where there's this repetitive habit you might engage in that you might come to the realization like, oh, I don't even really need to do that anymore. Been there, done that, right? All right. Past energy, we have the 8 of Cups. So Pisces energy here. So for some of you, it could be saying that maybe I've left that behind, right? So, okay, let's just look at it as a super generic sense, given that Pisces energy for you guys is 6th house, which could point to health in certain circumstances. And then if we look at this as maybe drinking alcohol, right? Maybe you left that behind because you came to the realization, okay, maybe that was how my friends and I socialized, right? It was just one of those things we did. Now I've kind of outgrown that, right? So you might have left that behind in the past. Or some of you just going buying too many beverages or whatever the case may be, right? And realizing, okay, maybe I need to scale that back a little bit. So it could just be something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be this huge existential thing, but looks like you guys, for the majority of you, have stepped away from this thing, at the very least on a mental level. All right. Present position, we have the 5 of Swords. So yeah, like I said, if this has to do with possibly maybe having to disappoint some people, right? Let them know, hey, I just have too much on my plate right now, right? I can't really help you out. Whatever the case may be, there could be a minor conflict around that right now. Given that this is Aquarius energy here, this could just, and it's in the present position, could just be saying that that'll reach its peak right as we get to that Aquarius full moon, right at the beginning of August, given that we saw the dice pop up there as well. So for the most part, it could be avoidable. But if nothing else, it could just be saying, okay, maybe not right at that moment would be the ideal time to mention this to these people, right? Maybe you want to wait until a few days after the full moon passes before you let them know. But yeah, that's what I see with that. All right, and in your future position, we have the Six of Wands. So yeah, seeing the reduction from the 10 wands to the 6 wands here, to me says that once you do take some of those things off your plate, that's actually going to free you up for more success, right? For feeling more on top of things, feeling like you're achieving more. So it really does look like you are being asked to release some obligations that you guys have this month. And energetically speaking, this represents the middle 10 degrees of Leo. So for some of you, this could just be saying that pretty early on in August, you might feel that way once you let go of some of those obligations. All right, the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, this says that at the root of it all, you do have this energy of collaboration, right? Desiring to come together to build something long-lasting, something stable, right? This is a Capricorn energy here, so it could just be one of those things where maybe you're raised with those traits, right? Like, okay, the best way to do it is to collaborate, to build, right? But then if that's the case, it could just be saying, well, that's fine and all, but just make sure you're not doing too much of the work, right? As far as if you're carrying 9 wands and the other person you're collaborating with is carrying 1, right? Then yeah, that's not the ideal way to collaborate. But could just be as simple as that, where it's saying that at the heart of it, you have the right idea around it, the right intention behind it, but could just be looking at, okay, but who you're collaborating with. All right, in the environment position, we have the Page of Swords. So usually the Page energies are sincere. They're just usually not as experienced, right? So it could just be one of those things where, again, like I said, if you're collaborating with someone, maybe you're collaborating with someone that's not quite on your level, right? Now, if they are sincere about it, maybe that's why you're willing to give them a bit of a pass in that regard. But what stands out to me here, though, is looking at the way that they're looking at that Six of Wands energy. Just be on the lookout for potentially being an energy of jealousy, right? So where they're like, oh, they see that you're doing all these things. So this could even be like friends that will purposely ask you to help them with stuff just to because they know it'll kind of detract from your goals. You know, like, okay, oh, I know Libra won't say no to me, so I'm going to have them help me with these things. Every week there's going to be a new crisis that they need to help me out with, but knowing deep down that that's going to pull you away from your longer term goals too. So not going to be the case for all of you, obviously, especially given that the Page energy is in the upright. But I can't ignore the way the artwork's working out in the spread there, so be on the lookout for that. All right. In hopes or fears position, we have the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that deep down you do want to be able to balance all these things, right? So, and like I said, it's fine to have that desire to do so, right? But just got to look at, okay, how realistic is it at this time? And again, like I said, sometimes it'll just be one of those things where if you're trying to take on 10 things at once, dropping 4 of them will make it easier for you to get through those first 6, right? And okay, now you're done with those first 6. Now you can pick up those other 4 things, right? So it might not be a matter of your goals and what you're trying to take on. It could just be a matter of trying to do too much of it at once. And then that's detracting from the quality of each of those things. All right. In the outcome position, we have the Lovers. So this is the Major Arcana card for Gemini. And on one hand, this could just be saying that you'll finally come to the realization, right? Because this is 9th house energy for you guys. Come to the realization that, okay, yeah, I get it now, right? I need to just reprioritize some things and I'll be able to achieve all the things I was hoping to achieve to begin with. For some of you, this could be representative of getting that balance between the masculine and feminine energy, right? So knowing when it is time to take on things, right? When it's time to possibly let things go and just be more open and receptive. For some of you, this could even be a collaboration that comes on board for you guys as well, right? So maybe if you were looking for someone to collaborate with, but this would be someone that is more on your level to actually collaborate to help you achieve your goals. And then and another way I look at this too is, to me, this is usually things being worked out behind the scenes. So the reason I say that, we see what looks like the angelic figure in the background, right? So Could just be one of those things too where karmically, once you do finally learn that lesson, like we said, that's going to be the key. Where it's like, okay, now that you've learned the lesson of yes, it's not that collaborating is a bad idea, but what's the give and take on those collaborations, right? Are you really getting nearly as much as you're giving? And then once you come to that realization, okay, here you go. Now here's a better collaborative effort for you, or collaborative partner, I should say. All right. And bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, again, like I said, I feel like this is just that feeling that you're going to have once you do let some of those things go, right? Reducing from 10 wands to the 6 wands, we see just in the artwork alone shows that it's a positive, right? And we see this person here with just the 1, right? So being able to focus on, again, like I said, one thing at a time. Ironically, beneath that, we see the 8 of wands, right? So it could just be one of those things where just releasing some of those things just helps you get through them one by one faster, and then you do feel like you're in more of a flow. So it could just be one of those things where you just have to scale things back, even if temporarily. All right. And from the 4 Agreements card, we have Don't Make Assumptions, and it says Communicate with Clarity. So definitely a good reminder, just as far as you guys are going to have that Mercury retrograde in your 12th house in August, on top of everything else we've been talking about, right? So let's see. Get everything in frame. All right, so yeah, it says communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. If all humans would communicate with impeccability of the word, all of our relationships would change. There would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. All right, yeah, maybe that's a little, overly optimistic of an outlook, but at the very least, like I said, this is a good thing to keep in mind as far as communicating clearly, given that we have both, like I said, the Venus retrograde energy in your house of friendships and groups, and then the Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. So, hopefully that resonated. Your Wisdom Oracle card is Co-Create. There's the artwork and numbers 40. So let's see if this has the same. Now, this does look like Co-Create. Looks like it's pointing to collaboration, but if we look at the 2 animals there, right? Totally different animals. So it could just be one of those things where, at the very least, figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are together and try to maximize the positives there. All right, essential meaning says creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The Oracle's message: you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with Spirit, Consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. So definitely an interesting message there as far as talking about your your collaborative effort with higher power, right? Where, like I said, with this the Lover's card and the outcome, sometimes that could be energies being worked out behind the scenes. So like I said, it's good as being one of those things when you finally integrate that lesson that you appear to have learned in your day-to-day, you might start to see immediate results there. All right, the relationship message says connections and heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you never would have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well as far as relationships go. So hopefully that resonated. And prosperity message says, flashes of inspiration give rise to great success when you receive this message. You are at your most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself to will lead to the fruition of your dreams. Remember that all your ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with Spirit. The potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. So yeah, again, definitely a positive message there as well. And to me, could just be saying that if you run into a bit of a stumbling block, right, with the 10 of Wands or whatever, where you feel like you are just you've hit this energy of stagnation. You can't go any further with something. The sun in a challenge position there could just be saying to, take a step back and try to reconnect with the more light and playful side of your energy. And that could help clear things up there too. All right, lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. This is your mudra here. It's the Anahata Chakra mudra, and the keyword for it is compassion. All right, here's the info on it if you want to pause it or read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says activates Anahata Chakra, improves the health of the heart, lungs, and breast, regulates breathing, expands feelings of compassion and love, increases healing abilities. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description of it as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.